So it was a chilly Monday morning. I had just woken up and was ready to start another school day indoors. I checked my YouTube feed and I see that one of my favorite YouTubers, the Alpha J Show, just posted a new video. Now, I was pretty excited, but then I saw the title of the video and no joke, I literally froze in position. I could not believe what I was seeing. I thought that after pretty much the whole world being locked down, we wouldn't have to deal with stuff like this for a while. But no, I have to talk about this, and I'm not gonna tell you when I decided I would make this video, otherwise it would date it to hell. But let's just say I'm one of the first people after the Alpha J Show to consider making a video about this, I think. Anyways, let's begin. So yes, the title of the video is correct. SpongeBob, or more specifically Patrick, is getting his own spin-off. Voice recordings have already begun taking place and production seems to be underway. This is the second spin-off that Nickelodeon has made post the death of Stephen Hillenburg. May he rest in peace. Now you can imagine the kind of backlash that this would bring from the community, especially after how the announcement of the Camp Coral spin-off went. And yeah, let's just address the elephant in the room quickly. I am gonna get this out of the way immediately. I did not know Stephen Hillenburg personally, nor did any of you unless you're just that cool. But even if you did know him, you've most likely never had a personal connection and conversation with him. We only have certain tidbits from people who did know him better. And while those could be pretty reliable, the situation could have always changed. Who knows if he would have been okay with this? Even guys like Paul Tibbet that have tweeted that Hillenburg would have never been okay with this, he is not Stephen Hillenburg. And like I said before, the situation could have always changed. Maybe Hillenburg could have liked the idea that Nick had, maybe he was confident in it, we don't know. We don't know because he's not here anymore. Since we don't know exactly what his feelings on it would have been, we cannot speak on his behalf. I personally don't like it when people do that. I've seen it on YouTube and Twitter and other platforms. People saying that Nickelodeon waited for Stephen Hillenburg to die and that they're dishonoring his name and his creation. Like, dude, do you work at Nick? Did you know Stephen Hillenburg? No, you did not. So at the very least, keep an open mind about the shows and the stuff that Nickelodeon is trying to do. I mean, you never know. Maybe Camp Coral could be good. Maybe this new show about Patrick could be good. I know why you may not like the idea, but at least give it a chance. I'm not saying that Nick isn't doing this for the money, because they most likely are. You have to remember that this is the most popular show of its time. So it isn't inherently bad for them to try and branch off of that idea and expand the universe that Hillenburg created. I will admit that it is pretty shady that they're doing all of this after his death, but the fact of the matter that this is business. It could potentially introduce an entirely new generation to SpongeBob, and we have no idea what would have happened if Hillenburg was still alive. We can only make guesses from the small pieces of info we have. I know this is gonna sound cliche because you've probably heard YouTubers say this term very often, but I never wanted to talk about this specifically. Even after his untimely death, this man is still being talked about on the internet every time news about SpongeBob is released. Just please, let the man rest. Anyways, let's move on. Rest in peace, Stephen Hillenburg. Anyways, mini rant over, let's talk about the actual show. When I heard this was gonna be centered around Patrick, I was pretty excited. It opens up a lot of opportunities and routes for the staff to go to. Maybe exploring his relationship with his parents, his sister, and just Bikini Bottomites in general. When it hit me that this was gonna be a talk show, I kinda became a bit skeptical at the idea. Why did this have to be a talk show? Is it because they're popular on YouTube now? And I use the word popular with extremely heavy quotation marks here. There were so many other routes they could have taken, but they chose to do a talk show. And hey, I'm not gonna say that the idea couldn't work, but it's just kind of a weird idea if you ask me. Like, I don't see any reason it had to be a talk show. And I just want to say that I am always really positive and open-minded when it comes to reboots. Because if I go in with a negative mindset, I will always be on the look for things I don't like, and thus will focus less on the good that might come from the reboot. Because reboots can work. The Looney Tunes show is a great example of this.
Do you have any fours? Daffy, we're playing chess. Ah. Was it Colonel Snow in the pantry with a candlestick? Do you even know how to play chess? Of course I do.
I reviewed the best episode from that series however long ago. However, I don't like Space Jam and the newer Looney Tunes show as much, or at all in terms of Space Jam. And that's another thing about reboots of shows. One bad reboot will hurt the reputation of the entire franchise. Take for example the Powerpuff Girls. Whenever you talk about the franchise as a whole, you have to mention the bad reboot as well as the good show they made before it. Or Teen Titans Go. Many people liked the original but hated the reboot. So when it comes to that aspect of this whole thing, I will admit I'm a little worried.
That was the finest fast foodsmanship I've ever seen, Mr. Squarepants. Welcome aboard.
But in short, I will be watching Camp Coral, and I will be watching this new Patrick Talk show. If they're good, I will praise them, and if they're bad, I will let you know. And I just want to let the trend of people hating on new things without giving them a chance to stop. Like, just stop subtweeting and watch the show when it comes out, and then you can let your rage out on Twitter. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new here. We're trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of July next year. Follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description or somewhere, and I'll see you whenever.